So I've been doing some sniffing around, some recon if you will, and this is what I've discovered. The game that I've been sniffing around lately is Steredenn. So, first thing you want to do is grab a controller. The game will suggest it whenever you play, but controller is way easier to use than the keyboard. And the cool thing is they'll show you the buttons before you play. If you didn't have a controller plugged in, like right now I have a 360 controller plugged in, if you didn't have one in, it would show you the controls for the keyboard. And while you can play with the keyboard, and as most of you know, I do like to play a lot of games with the keyboard, this game, not so much. I have really terrible control with the keyboard, so definitely take its suggestion and play with the controller. You'll have a much better experience. Another cool thing is, even though they're showing you the buttons, you can enter the tutorial anytime you play the game. One of the most amazing parts of this game, by far, is the music. The soundtrack is amazing. There may only be 4 or 5 tracks, but they are good tracks, and they absolutely fit the mode. Fit the mood of the game. Even the sound effects are perfect. There's nothing out of place here, which I really enjoy. As you can see, this is what you haven't seen yet, is that this is like a roguelike shmup. It's not like your typical shmup. So, you start off with the blaster, but as you move on, you'll get upgrades for your guns, you'll get upgrades for your ship too, at the end of every level in typical roguelike fashion. But when you die, you're out. You gotta start all over. And there's a really good sense of enemy progression in this game, which is something that a lot of games don't have nowadays. Like, there's no like giant spike in difficulty. It's old school, but also new school. And you have to memorize a pattern, but because this is a procedurally generated game, and every time you play, there's something different. Like, I've been playing every night, 4 or 5 runs for the last couple weeks, and I have never run into the same level twice. And that being said, there's going to be a lot of replayability in this game. And as you saw from those enemies, in addition to them having shields, there's also other things that you run into. The tutorial mostly teaches you about sword multipliers and stuff like that, which are important, yes. But there's other things you're going to have to worry about in the environment, like asteroids and bombs and other rocks. But the really, really, really cool thing about this game in particular, well, besides the fact that you can carry 2 weapons, which for a shmup is incredibly helpful, you also, well, in addition to you having to worry about the environment is also a detriment to your enemies. So this is unfortunately the only semblance of story the entire game has, but that's totally okay, because in a shmup, do you really need a story? Like, who's really playing a shmup for the story? So let's get out here and actually play the game so you can see what it's like. In addition to your enemies, and there's a lot of different enemy types. There's also asteroids and stuff. Now, you can, that hurt. Saw, please. Yes. Thank you. Big fan of Saw. In addition to you having to worry about asteroids, enemies also have to worry about asteroids. So you could destroy all the asteroids, or you could leave a few for your enemies to run into, or use them to block enemy shots, or just get really close to the bomb and use them to take out your enemies. And we meet our first boss. Now, as you noticed when I picked up the saw, and also the title of the saw, I'm gonna die on the first boss. That's bad. Switching modes. For the most part, the bosses have 3 different modes. Play! Now, remember how I said that I've never had a run that was the same? You might think there's only a couple bosses, but there's actually a lot. I've never fought that particular boss variant before. And I've been playing pretty much 4 or 5 runs every night for the last couple weeks. So you can tell there's a lot of variation in this game. You can see all these different colors out here, and you can see up on the top left, my bullet and my contact saw are different colors. There's different types of weapons in the game, and your colors tell you what kind of weapon they are. So we have gray is for contact weapons, as you can see up on the top. Yellow is for bullets. Anything that has to deal with bullets is yellow. Blue is energy, so plasma and lightsaber and what have you. Red are heavy weapons, like the rockets, the homing rockets we had in the tutorial. And purple are bots. You can actually leave little robots out. And it's not like it's just a bot that does one thing. The bot could basically have any other gun that you would normally have. You just throw them out and they fire for you. The boss we just fought was a first tier boss. So there are many tiers. I think there's 7 altogether. And there's actually a diagram for it. But supposedly on the diagram, there's 4 at level 1, 3 different variations at level 2, 2 different variations at level 3, then there's 111 for 4, 5, 6. So I was wrong. There's not 7. There's only 6 tiers. But that diagram doesn't actually tell you how many bosses there are, because there are bosses with way more variations than just that. And as you saw when we fought this particular boss, all the bosses have like a... Well, I don't know if I want to say that. As you saw when we fought the first boss, the kind of sense of humor shines through from the devs, because each of the bosses has an epithet. And sometimes the epithets are really funny, sometimes they're silly. And that's really where you can see they had fun when they were making this game. But we're going to hop back. But before we do that, I want you guys to see the start menu. Now the start menu, this is the pause menu. Whenever you get on the pause menu, you can actually see stats for your ship. So, as I explained before, bots are purple, heavy is red, energy weapons are blue, and bullets are yellow. Now if you do something related to score, or your shield, generally speaking, they're green. Shield might also be blue sometimes. The only thing that this start menu won't teach you is what weapons need to reload. Like, as you can see, right now I have the blaster, never has to reload, it's your default weapon. Saw also doesn't have to reload because it's a saw. But some weapons, like a lot of the energy weapons I'm noticing, do have to reload. Some of the bullet weapons have to reload as well. So you just have to keep that in mind. That's more of a, I'm playing the game, I'm gonna figure that out kind of deal though. But we're gonna back out now, and I'm gonna show you what's on the menu. Because there's more than one way to play this game. And that's part of also what makes it amazing. So in addition to what we just did was regular play, there is also daily runs. So every single day, they pick one variation of the world. We'll suck crack for dick. I see! That's a good name, sir. Apparently only 5 people have played it so far. But every day there's a different variation of the game that plays, and the object is for you as a player to make the scoreboard, to play with a certain loadout and see how far you can get. It also shows off some cool ass weapons. Oh, this could be a problem. Now, as you saw, that bot only comes out when I fire my energy, so it's an energy bot. And that ship that I just blew up is the one that will give you your power up every day. It's a fake gun. Whoa, there's another weapon I've never seen. Holy shit! Death maze! Now, what I've noticed happens a lot in this game is it seems like it's cool and all to have more power-ups, to have better weapons than the blaster, but for the most part, the bosses are almost always weak to blaster. Remember how the tutorial said that if they lit up purple, they're going to take double damage? Usually it's only the blaster that gives you double damage on the boss. Let's see what power-ups we can get. I'm going to go with this power-up. I rarely take the score ones unless there's only shitty options available to me. So daily run, as its name suggests, you can only do it once per day, but it's a global challenge to everyone playing the game. Let's give you a good music. hate those tackle guys. It's so annoying. And as you saw, I got healed. Whenever you beat a boss, you get full health again, which is very helpful. Also, I will say one thing about the music. The music also really makes me feel like battle. Like, it gives me such a Battletoads feel. Get him, Laserbot! Actually, that's not a bot. That was a power-up. It would have been what you would have gotten had you beaten a boss. This guy. So that red push he just made will actually push your character back. It doesn't deal damage, but it pushes you backwards. So, ow, he tries to push you into his shots. Nice try. So as you can see, this boss got a little bit bigger than the first boss. Let's see. I'm gonna go with the reload. As you can see, it was red, so it powered up my heavy weapons. So even without you reading the titles, you can tell what your power-ups are going to do just based on their color alone, which helps you in a pinch. If this soundtrack is available, I'm definitely buying it because I love it. Bring it. Now, as you can see with most shmups, your hitbox on your actual character is, doesn't actually, they're kind of lenient. I noticed that's a bit more common in bullet hells than it is in shmups, but it happens here. And you are a bit slower when you're firing a big gun. So like my laser gun right now, kind of slowing me down. Gotcha! This is the way progression works in this game. Oh, asteroid field, plus 20%. So random things can be, you know, weird, related to the environment, which is something I wouldn't expect. I'm probably gonna get knocked out here. The boss that I would be fighting, if I were to finish this stage, is one that I've actually never been able to do. For some reason, I just can't beat that guy. I sort of know his first wave pattern at this point, but beyond that, I'm kind of screwed. So we'll see how far we can get. This is the daily run after all, so I can only do it once. Might as well play it to fruition. In addition to memorization, a big part of this game is not getting flustered. So when you get flustered, like especially meeting a new type of enemy, with a new type of gun, you often end up being like, oh no, what do I do? And that leads to your downfall. So you gotta think on your feet. Ow, deleted. So this is actually the progression of boss types. So remember how I counted them before? This shows you the boss type loop. And it says loop because when you get to the end, you don't finish the game, you defeat this wave of space pirates and you just start again. But let's see how far we got. I'm now ranked number 4 for the daily run today because no one is playing. You guys should totally be playing this game. It is a lot of fun. But we're not done looking it over. Remember, there were more options. The next one in line is Arena. And Arena is kind of like a misnomer because it's not necessarily an actual arena. It's more like a straight boss battle. So if you can defeat a boss, you unlock them. Ooh, no, I lied. If you can get up to a boss, you unlock them. And that means you get to fight them with whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want, but... And this actually shows you all the different weapons there are in the game. So I've unlocked most of them at this point. Really like the Demuxer. Demuxer's super good. Didn't actually select them because I didn't hit the button. But this is the boss we would have fought if we got there. And Arena mode really gives you a chance to get to know the bosses. This is actually how I learned to play. I went into Arena mode and fought like the first boss over and over. I like to get a feel for his moves. Because basically in a game like this, once you've memorized the boss pattern, you can beat him. This guy's purple shot, so that'd be a problem. Holy crap! I was not expecting that. But, yep, in arena mode you can fight the guy as many times as you want. So this gives you a real... Once you've gotten up to them, you have a chance to learn how to beat them for the next time. Which is super helpful. Damn. Got a little bit further, and that's basically what arena mode is for. Helps teach you exactly what the boss is going to do, unless you pick your weapons, so you can get a good feel for what he's going to do when you fight him, and how you can get around him. And also it helps you work on your speed. Like the first time I fought the first boss, I died. Then I died again, fought him in arena mode, died, then I beat him, then I beat him faster, then I beat him faster, then I beat him faster. So the very first variant that you could possibly run into for boss, I know all his moves, I can defeat him no matter what. And arena mode helped me with that. So I'm probably going to be playing a bit of arena mode against that giant frigate a little bit after this video, just so I can show you guys what's up. And Super Play, the very last option on the menu, there's no scoreboard, but that's fine if you just want to play it. But what you do is you pick a random variant, and there are literally thousands. I went negative, but you could also go positive if you want to. And, just keep going up or down. And each of these are a version of the game that's not pre-generated, like procedurally generated. It just chooses a particular run of the game, and that's the one it goes through. So this helps you if you want more of the typical shmup feel. You pick a run in this, in Super Play, and you can run through it because it'll always be the same. Things won't change. You won't have to think on your feet. It's just all about memorization at that point. The only thing that kind of irks me about the game is the price. It's a bit steep at $12.99. At $9.99, I would say jump at it. Jump right on it. If you believe in the price of the game is directly proportionate to the length of the game, then it wouldn't matter what price this game was, because there's literally infinite replayability. There's no way you're going to run into the same thing over and over again. At least if the enemies don't change in a level, then the environment will have changed. If the environment and the enemies haven't changed, the boss is going to be slightly different. So there's pretty much infinite replayability. But for a shmup, I don't know, $12.99 seems a bit steep. But other than that, I would say definitely check this game out if you're into shmups. And I'm not really a fan of roguelikes, but because it's within the shmup genre at this point, I actually really enjoy this game. And I'm going to be playing a lot of it in the future. I might do some just straight runs on YouTube, because I still haven't been able to beat that giant frigate guy. I hate him, but now that I see that he's in arena, I'm going to be beating him pretty soon. So yeah, I sniffed around a bit, and this is what I found out. And I hope it helps you guys decide whether or not you want to play it too. So until next time, later.